Hey guys, I think I got this VoIP thing working, so this is how we're gonna do some videos going forward. Um, Not quite used to it yet, but we're gonna give this a shot, and we'll see how it goes. So we're sitting here in ArcCorp. So we just finished the bounty hunting and combat mission guide. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a quick trade tutorial. Uh, Now, I did say in my last video that I am not a great trader. Uh, but I know the basics. So I can take you to some of the different spots and we'll go and check out the prices a little bit. I do know what the like starting trades are. That would be scrap. Uh, So we'll probably do one of those runs just to see how much profit we can make with kind of like a starter trade ship. But after that, I'm not really up to date on what the best things are to trade. I know what the most expensive things are to trade, but that's not always the best thing. So I tend to play it safe and I just do scrap in the Carrack, but I know that that's a little bit outside the price range of most people. And yeah, if you have a caterpillar or something, well, you're probably not going to be watching this video to learn how to trade. Right. So, let's get to it. Why, oh why, would I have chosen ArcCorp to start this video when we've been flying out of Port Olisar for the last two? Well, there's a very simple answer to that question, and that's this little fancy board right beside me. This is where you're going to come to be able to rent or purchase a ship in-game. The reason why I'm covering that kind of at the beginning of this video is I don't really have a starter ship, so like a core or Avenger Titan that can do trading because the Stalker just doesn't have the SU. So what I'm going to do is take out the Freelancer, which everybody has right now. I think it's due to a glitch, but we'll take that anyway. So basically the premise is if you've done enough box deliveries and bounty hunting and you're looking for a new ship, well, this is where you would come to rent it. So we'll just take a quick look at this, and then we're going to hit the recall button, hangar thing to get the guys to bring out my ship. And then we'll get out into space, we'll do a quick trade and just look at how the process kind of works. I think trading in Star Citizen is crazy, especially right now, because if you have a server disconnect, you lose everything. So you put a lot on the line for, well, small profits, really. You know, at least my trades have been pretty small. I think 20,000 AUEC has been the most, which I can do that safer doing something else without risking all of my money. But I have been trying. I'm not very good at it though. So yeah, we'll carry on with this video. Right here you would come to the board. So there you can see an Avenger Titan. So this is the one that I keep referencing because it does look a lot like the Stalker does. So you can rent it for 15,000 AUEC for a day, or I could spend everything and rent it for a whole month. To purchase ships, you do have to go somewhere else. These are just for rentals. So yeah, I might have misspoke there when I said you could buy them from here. I don't think you can. You have to actually go to Ship Shape or something. Like Lorville has a spot you can go and buy them anyway. But what we are going to be flying today is going to be this bad boy. So the Freelancer, which everybody has. Strangely enough. So it would be 33,000 AUEC to rent it for a day, and up to 636 to rent it for the month. If you do like a lot of box delivery missions, you can very easily get 33,000 in a day and rent this out to do some trading. Oh, there we go. It just took a while. So the reason we're not taking the Avenger Stalker is because, as you can see, the cargo is 0. So it's not a very good trade ship. Could have taken out the Pisces, which I guess would be the equivalent of a starter with 4 cargo space, but I wanted to do a little bit of a significant trade. So this has 66 standard cargo units, I think. So hangar 3 is where we're going.
Your personal belongings are your personal responsibility. Monitor your luggage at all.
So like I said, the first trade is going to be a pretty simple one. We're just going to do, we are going to be going back to Port Olisar with the ship, just so you can see what, oh no, what am I doing? Hangar 3. Just so you can see what your standard trade route would be to make some profit. And get started in trading. And then we'll fly down to a couple of spots on the moon. I'll cut out the travel time, but we'll fly down to a couple of spots on the moons just so you can see where you would be picking up goods. So typically what a trade route is going to be is you're going to go to an outpost, you're going to pick up a good, and you're going to bring it back to one of the cities. So ArcCorp here, for example, would be one of them. Port Olisar would be another. So those bigger hubs is where you're going to be bringing the goods to. So we're just going to power up the Freelancer. We'll take a look at the Freelancer once we're out in space a little bit. We'll take a walk around. So right now it just called for the hangar doors to open, so you can see it where the mouse cursor is. You can see the door moving a little bit there. It's just waiting for that to open up. Shields, like I said, on the Freelancer take a while to charge up. So just like Port O, we're just going to use space. We're just going to lift off. Here, you need to be careful about the restricted areas, so you don't want to fly like forward right away, because you'll be into a restricted area, and your ship will get blown up. So it's a good way to make a short trip in the Freelancer, I guess. So it looks like it's sunrise here in ArcCorp, because I did land here at night. So this is the Freelancer, the space truck. This is going to be one of your very early commodity traders that you're going to be going and picking up goods in any significant amount. Or the Cutlass Black, I guess, would be another one as well. With its, I think it's 46 SCU, but that's not really a trader. It's a medium fighter, so it fills a little bit of a different role. It just has the capability of taking some cargo where you need to go as well. So yeah, this is ArcCorp. I think ArcCorp is one of the newer cities. Of course, if you're following the development of Star Citizen, you know Microtech is in the game, but you can't really land there yet, at least not in the spaceport, though that is coming soon, so I will be covering that when it comes out. But for the moment, I think this is the newest hub, pretty much. Alright, so we're going to hit 90 and get out of atmosphere. I can do tour videos, looking around the universe and what's interesting in a future video. There you go. As you can see now, we're almost 90 degrees, leaving atmosphere. So this is the downside to the bigger planets, is leaving atmosphere. So as you can see, our altitude is 12,000 meters and climbing. I think ArcCorp is... I know Lorville is 100 kilometers, and I think ArcCorp is pretty similar. So it does take some time to get out of atmosphere before you're able to quantum. That being said, while we are coming out of atmosphere, we can plan our route. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to CRUL1. That's where we're going to start. And we're just going to do a simple run from CRUL1 into Port Olisar and just see how much we can make with a freelancer. Okay guys, so we've made it to CRUL1. So this is just a rest stop. I can't remember. It's kind of similar to Bikini Point that we did in the first video. But these are not outside of planets. They're usually surrounded by asteroids, at least these ones in the Stanton system. But it's the same principle. We're just going to pull in here real quick. And we're going to pick up our load of scrap. And we're going to take that to Port Olisar. So we're going to just make sure we don't run into anything. Alright, so we're pretty safe right now. We're coasting in. Request our landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And there's our landing pad. Ooh, are we getting a hangar? No, this is a pad.
Landing gear down.
Okay, landing gears down.
Front collision.
Ooh, that was close. Okay. Forgot the space truck does not stop on a dime.
Successful. Engines off.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Alright, so the weapons are off, or engines are off, and we're going to leave the ship. So this is the cargo hold of the Freelancer. As you can see down here on the deck, so these red lines, anything in there, that's where we're going to be storing our cargo. This is all going to happen automatically right now, but this is the cargo grid. So if you're trying to chain together cargo missions with box delivery, just make sure you're not putting them inside the actual cargo grid and you'll be fine. Good looking ship. Do like the Freelancers. I should, since I have the Max and the Expedition one as well, the Dur. So we're just going to go to a lobby. I'm not sure what pad we're on. I haven't figured out yet how to tell. Usually if you're landing in a hangar or whatever, it'll say over the door or on the pad itself, so you'll know which one you're landing on. But the rest stops, I haven't figured out if it says anywhere which one you're on. So it's kind of a little bit of a guesswork going back, but we'll figure it out. So you can see the ship is a fair distance away. So all the rest stops are procedurally, well, kind of procedurally generated, I guess. So they built the stations, but then they put like random spots for the shops to spawn, and that all kind of happened with the tools the Star Citizen's been building. So I don't know if there's any two stations that are the same. So you always kind of have to hunt around a little bit if you haven't been to a station, and I haven't been to this one in a while. But we found it. So what we're looking for is this here, the admin office. I don't know if this station well, you know what? We're not going to cover illegal trades just yet. We'll do that in another video. But I just wanted to have a quick gander around. Yeah, not seeing it. So yeah, so there are shops and everything on these stations. So when you're here, just have a look around, see what's available to you. I haven't stopped at the rest stops a whole lot, but you can get delivery missions that come here. You drop off there, but what we're looking for is this trading and shipping console. So we're going to open that up. We want to make sure we're in the buy tab, and you're going to select what your destination is. So the destination for us right now is the Freelancer, because that's what we're flying at the moment, and the only thing to buy here is scrap. So we're going to buy the scrap. We're going to fill up on that, so the destination is full with 66 standard cargo units, but we bought 6,600 units, so at 1.37 AUEC each, comes out to a total of 9,006. So there we go. So now the Freelancer has 66 SCU of scrap. So you can mix and match your cargo. So if you're going somewhere and they don't have a full load of whatever you're looking for, so if you went out looking for, I don't know, quartz, you know, and you could only half fill up on it, you can pick up something else and try and find a spot to trade for a profit. Right now, the trading is very, very simplistic, as far as I understand it. So how it's working right now is all of the servers, or all of the instances. Oh, I didn't want to go to a hangar. I'm on a pad, not a hangar. All of the instances are they're all linked. So as far as trading is concerned, and how many commodities are at each spot. So you could go to a spot and it could be, you know, it'll have half of your full load, and then you'll check again and there'll be nothing. And what that is just somebody on another server just went and bought everything. So just keep that in mind when you're out trading. You're not just competing against 50 other players, you're competing against everybody on all the different servers. Or instances, rather. What else is there that you should really need to know? They do, the commodities actually stock up fairly quickly. So if you go somewhere, you can buy, like, you know, say you went for tungsten, you could half fill up on it. Chances are you'll have to wait like 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll probably be able to get enough to fill out the rest. So all we're looking at right now is legal commodities, so like metals, gases, that kind of stuff. There are illegal commodities in the game. I have never touched those yet, because from what I've read and what I understand is they are just painful to try and offload. Wow, yeah, definitely not pad 1. Let's try pad 3. So yeah, so they're really difficult to offload because you can't sell them all in one shot. You have to sell them like bit by bit. So it's just a lot more time waiting around. But I guess you can make quite a bit of profit off of it if you have the patience for that sort of thing. Not really my thing, though. I like to just get something that I can drop off, sell, and go. The biggest concern for you as a trader is going to be 30Ks, 30K disconnects. If you have a full load of whatever goods on your ship and you get a 30K disconnect, yeah, that's the pad. You get a 30K disconnect, you're going to lose whatever was in your cargo, your hold on your ship. Now, I don't think that's the case if it's on a pad and your ship gets stored, because I did have that happen at one point when I was testing this out. I had the ship on the pad, And before I got inside, a 30K happened. I logged in again to a different server or a different instance, and my ship was stored with all the cargo on it. So I got really lucky, and I never lost anything. So that was fortunate because obviously you have to put money in to do these trade runs. So it's a little bit more painful when you lose your trade run. Storing your ship with a full load of cargo. So unlike when you're doing trade missions.
Thank you. Please visit again.
So unlike when you're doing trade missions, it doesn't bug it out. It's actually typically safer if your ship gets stored, only because then it can't be pad rammed, it can't be stolen. So if you hear them saying they're going to store your ship when you're on a pad for too long, don't worry about it. That's actually the safest place for your ship to be, quite honestly. But don't reclaim your ship. So if you have goods on board and something happens, you're quantuming and you decide you're going to go around and explore your ship. Somehow you click on a door and you end up outside and your ship takes off and now you're floating around in space. Your ship will finish its quantum, it'll go to its destination, so there's a chance that you can just go to wherever you were quantuming to and you can pick up your ship and carry on with your trade delivery. But if you reclaim your ship through insurance, you'll lose whatever cargo was stored in the ship as well, because it'll return it back to a well, no, that's not true. It won't return it to a stock state because you'll keep any upgrades you have on your ship. It'll just get rid of your cargo. So bear those little problems in mind. If you do, if you keep those in mind and you know, trading's your thing, there's definitely money to be made in it. I think it's probably, once you have like a dedicated trade ship, I think it's the most profitable way to make UEC in the verse right now, is through trading. But that does require a significantly larger ship than what we're flying right now. Just to give an example, the Carrack that I own has 460, I think it's 462 SCUs worth of space. What do we got? 890 jump. Okay. Let's try not to run it into the station this time. That would be beneficial.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Landing gear down.
So we might have a pad rammer here with the 890 jump. So we're just going to sell this real quick, and we'll talk about it. So there's the freelancers. We're going to sell the scrap, and we're going to sell it for 12,183. So what we made there was a profit of what? I think we bought it for 9,000, so about 3,000 AUEC. Doing that quick run. Okay, so we're coming into Daymar here. What we're going to do is go down to a outpost on Daymar. It's not there because it's an age shelter. It's another age shelter. Ah, there we go. Kudroor. So on the moons, there's a bunch of different places you can go to grab trade goods that you can take back to a location to sell. So we're not going to be going back to Port Olisar, unfortunately, because there is a pad rammer there. That's why there's going to be a little bit of an odd skip in the video, just because I was trying to help another ship deal with it, but he was just staying inside the armistice zone, so we couldn't actually do anything about it. Unfortunately, that happens from time to time. So what we'll do is we'll end up doing a quick jump back to ArcCorp, and we'll sell in that location there, just so you can see something a little bit different than Porto anyway, so it kind of works out in our favor. So as you can see, Kudroor is 17 kilometers ahead. We're flying in atmosphere, so things are a little slower here. Now, Daymar typically isn't too bad coming in. One moon that I'm always a little cautious, maybe a little overcautious about, is selling, just because you can really build up some speed there and just pancake into the surface. So these outposts here, what I'll do is I'll end up posting a link in the description that'll take you to a trade website where you can actually go and look to see what goods are available at which spot if you want to, or do it the old-fashioned way and just fly around and stop at these locations, which is, you know, it's always fun to do because these moons are actually pretty interesting to visit, and you can find some pretty interesting stops along the way. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. We should be able to see Kudroor. There it is, right there ahead of us. So Kudroor is a little bit different because there is no landing pads here. So all you have to do is be in the proximity. And there we go. So as you can see here at Kudroor, there is no armistice zone in the top right corner. So this is what you would consider a lawless... Alright, I'll go around the other side then. Lawless area where anybody can come and kill you. And there's no comm beacon here either, so they wouldn't even get a crime stat if they did. And we'll look at crime stats and how to get rid of those and other things in another video as well. Just because I want to keep this one focused mostly on trading. And while crime stats will happen when you're out trading, that's not really the goal of this short video. So when you come into a location here, what you're looking for is these types of consoles again, so it's just trading and shipping. So again, you're going to make sure you're under buy, select your ship, and pick up whatever you want. So we're going to pick up, so a Grecium is, you know, we'd be able to pick up the max available stock. So somebody's been here recently, at least here or in another server, because there's only 7 SCU worth of stock available. So there we go. We'll pick up 23,000 AUEC worth of tungsten. I have no idea if it sells, you know, decently in ArcCorp, but we'll find out. Well, alright then. I'm in the ship. Alright, let's launch and get out of here. Alright, we're going to make a quick exit out of here. There's Crusader. Looking forward to seeing the floating city on that one. Alright, so we're just heading right back to ArcCorp where we started. So if you've been following along in the other videos, you've seen the Avengers fuel range, and so this is what I kept mentioning about the fuel range of the larger ships. So we were already at ArcCorp. We made a jump to CRUL1, another jump to Port Olisar, from Port Olisar to Daymar, and now we're going back to ArcCorp. And you can see we've used maybe well, we started at 2,500, so yeah, so we've used 2/5 of our fuel load. So we could actually do that trip a couple of times before really having to worry about it. Alright, so there's the jump. So it's going to be 42 million kilometers. I'm going to edit the video here, and you guys will rejoin me as we're dropping into Area 18, because you've seen enough of Quantum. Okay, so we're about to arrive at ArcCorp here. I was going to do it as soon as we were actually coming out of orbit. But I figured I haven't actually recorded coming into ArcCorp yet, so anybody that's new to the game, this could be pretty informative, because Area 18 is typically a little bit harder to... Well, sometimes it's harder to find the landing pad. I've seen a lot of people asking about it in chat before, so I figured I'd show it here. So we're going to spool up the drive. So you can see a bunch of different icons around the planet. So when it's solid like that, so those are just outposts, basically, Area 6. There's no starport, I guess, for lack of a better term, over there. But you can see it's solid, and that means it's on this side of the planet. So I'm not going to have to go around it. Same as that one. But if we find one, so like this one right here, so Area 20, so you can see that that one is like a hash mark. That means it's on the other side of the planet. So this is what I was saying in another video, so that's 1676 away. Chances are you might be okay with this one, but you could turn your ship into a deep core drill. So what you want to look for is something like this outside of... Nope, not like that. That's a terrible example. So around the planet here... So there we go. So outer marker number 4. So you'll find these around the planet. These are in orbit, so you'll be able to go around the planet using these, and that's the safest way to get to the other side of a planet to be able to land. But what we're looking for is Area 18 because we're coming in to a spaceport. So that icon right there, little upside down house, that's going to be your major hub on a planet. So if you're looking for Lorville, for example, when you're at Hurston, or Levski, that's going to be the icon you're going to be looking for.
Quantum travel engaged.
Pardon me. Alright, so we've just quantumed in. So as you can see, the weather effects sometimes can interfere with visibility quite a bit. And depending on where you come in, you might have some trouble finding the spaceport. So that's Area 18 right ahead of us. Off to the right, that's our destination. So that, pardon me. So that long, flat, open area, that's where we're going to be heading, and that's where our spaceport is. So another thing you can do when you're flying into a spaceport is just set one of your screens to comms, and once you get within 10 kilometers of the spaceport, it'll be at the bottom of your contact list, and that'll show you where that'll show you you're within range of being able to hail for a landing pad or a hangar. So the cities are, you got to be really cautious coming into them. You don't want to fly too low, because if you do, you're going to enter a restricted area. There is an autopilot system that tries to steer you away from it, but honestly, it just hampers things more than it helps. The 2 times that I've gotten hit by the autopilot, my ship's been blown up anyway, so it actually hasn't really helped me. It just took control away from what I was trying to do. So there we go, we're close enough now. You can see we're at 7 kilometers away. So we're going to hail for a port. And we're just going to keep coming in, and eventually we're going to see where our bay is. We're going to be on the right here. Nope, it's going on the left. Okay. So drop our landing gear. As we come in here, you're going to see a bunch of red lines, so you don't want to be on the right of that. You want to go right into this green hangar bay. Whoa. Alright, that wasn't as graceful as I would have liked.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Actually, we can just turn off the power because we're not heading back out with this ship.
Weapon system off.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So this is what I was saying. So 003, that means we're in Hangar Bay 3. So just when you're landing at the major spaceports, Just take a look to see where your landing pad was assigned to. Now, Lorville is a little bit different when you want to go sell there. I can't even remember what the name of it is right now. Drawing a blank. Like here, we're going to the TDD. Lorville, you have to go to the Commerce District. So you'd take, I think it's the green line, take that into the Commerce District, and your Trade Bureau is located in there.
Thank you for visiting Arcorp, Stanton's capital of commerce.
So here what we need to do is head into Area 18 proper, and then we're going to find the TDD, and that's where we're going to sell off our goods. So at this point I'm pretty confident that nothing's going to happen to the ship, because even if we get a 30k, I'm fairly confident that the cargo would still be in the hold when I respawn the ship. Something to consider when you're trading, especially in the future, is ships aren't going to they're not going to fill up on your cargo instantly. So right now it's just a matter of going to the trade console, you hit the button, and you know, buy your goods, and you're fully loaded and good to go. In the future, it's going to take time. I think 4.1, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be bringing cargo docks in the stations, and with that is supposedly, from what I understand, it's going to be a time to fill. So much like fueling on the bigger ships actually takes time, loading cargo is going to as well. So the smaller ships might find their role, I guess, once that happens, because a Caterpillar or any of the Hull series of ships, they're just going to take a lot longer to fill up than a 66 SCU Freelancer. So the smaller ships might find their niche where they can get in, get the the valuable cargo, and get out, leaving the bulk haulers to haul, while it would be less expensive goods per unit, just because they can haul so many of them, they'll make a pretty hefty profit on them anyway. At least that's how I see it going. We'll have to wait and see how the economy plays out. But I can't see a Caterpillar wanting to sit on a station for 5 or 6 hours while it's filling up with whatever cargo they're waiting for. Not that I know that it's going to take 5 or 6 hours, I'm just throwing that number out there. So if you're a trader, don't panic. That's just speculation. I have no idea what the time frames are going to be, and I don't even know if CIG really knows what the time frames are going to be. That's all going to be looked at, I guess, once cargo decks are in the game. But for right now, it's just a matter of going to the board and buying what you want, and your cargo is instantly filled up, and away you go. Now in 3.9, which is supposed to come sometime in the near future, I know it's being tested on Evocati on the PTU right at the moment. That is going to change up the dynamic for trading a little bit, because now when cargo ships, so Caterpillars, Freelancers, even Cutlasses, people have used for trading, when those are blown up, you are going to drop cargo into space, and people are going to be able to pick that up and sell it. So I can see trading ships being much more of a target for pirates in the universe, because now there's going to be an actual point to piracy of being able to take over cargo. So just something to bear in mind when you're out trading. You might want to have a wingman, or as on the Freelancer, you could have somebody in the back turret. So there's our MISC Freelancer. I think we bought it for 23,000, and we're selling it for 26. So we made another 3,000 profit, thereabouts. the important thing is we didn't lose any money. Okay, guys, so there we go. That was the basics of trading. God, what is wrong with this VoIP thing? I gotta get used to this. Yeah, so I am, like I said at the beginning, I am not a trader. I know the basics. I know how to buy. I know how to sell. I do not know what the best routes are. I know that most people start with scrap and make enough money to buy some stuff. And then that's pretty much where it ends, because persistence wasn't really a thing. So unless you were, a really dedicated trader, you weren't really going to do a whole lot. But now with this semi-persistence that's kind of in the game, it might be a little bit more worth it to get into trading if that's your thing. So those are the basics. Like I said, I will link a page that has helped me in doing some trades. I don't know what just happened there. That have helped me in the past to do some trades and make a little bit of money. But I didn't use it today. I just decided we were going to go and do scrap and then do coup drawer just because it was close. And then we came back to ArtCorp. So as you can see, you can make some money doing it. We did make, I think, $6,000 or maybe a little over. I never noted what we started with. But that wasn't the point. It was just to show you guys the basics and what to do. There are, as I said, illegal commodities, which is a whole different ballgame. And I would have to go and actually play with that myself before I'd feel confident doing a video on it. So that's it for today, guys. Next video is going to be mining. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do hand mining and ship mining at the same time. I might just do the hand mining first, or no, ship mining first, and then we'll do the hand mining later. Just because I think the ship mining is going to be long enough. We're going to be doing that with a friend of mine, or maybe two, we'll see, in the Argo Mole, because I do have that ship for, well, another week, I think. And I'd like to get a little bit more use of it, because it's actually a pretty fun ship. So we're going to take that out, and we're going to go through the basics of mining. That one, however, I do know a little bit more about, so I'm hoping to make a little bit of, a decent profit, show what mining is actually capable of. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, the little notifications thing, leave feedback on the videos. I'm still learning, trying to adjust the volume and the resolutions. This is all new to me. But yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, guys, see you next time.